Hey y'all, hey, it is me again. It's Aurelia. I'm coming with you today with one of my greatest pains in the earth.
Oh, I know you lying. Not
No, she's like
pain.
one of my favorite people ever. I don't even know.
Period.
We're gonna actually talk about how she even came to be
Oh
in my
God.
life. But I have Roxy here.
Hey y'all. Hey. Gotta be proper now, okay? Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, good morning.
Right, whenever you're listening. Hey y'all.
Hmm.
Okay. So I had this idea to talk about friendships, but first talking about our friendship because I feel like our friendship would be a good, I don't know, guide for other people. Only because like I feel we have a very good, healthy friendship, but it really took a lot of stripping away like toxic mindsets.
Yeah.
Um, Dealing with craziness on both sides, all the things. And I think that it would be a really good learning tool to help others, like, think about how they are in their friendships. I think.
Yeah. I
'Cause-
think so. Yeah. I think that's a
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I met Roxy in 2018.
Was it?
Yeah. I started going to Relentless at 2018.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Do you have your version before I give my version?
No, go ahead and give your version.
Okay, so there was this like little small group,
Uh
and I was talking to one of the guys in the small group, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know how we got on the top about my cousin doing uh a she was doing some type of a women's um it wasn't a podcast, but she had like a women's ministry type of deal, sort of."
mm,
And he was like, "Oh, Roxy does a podcast, and she likes to deal with like teen girls." I guess he thought that we were the same age. I don't know.
yeah, probably.
But he calls Roxy over, um, and he's trying to introduce us, and she looking at me like, and I'm looking at her like, because it's like you can't just force people to become friends. It's just especially with both of our personalities. She's standoffish, and I'm an observer, so you know. So we kind of did, the little hey, how you doing? And that was it. We didn't even have a conversation afterwards.
And
Just
it's
kept it.
interesting because like I still like every time when you bring that up about like, oh, that's the first time we met, I'm like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that happening. I'm low key in denial because I feel like I'm very nice.
um
I
Now
guess.
what I don't remember is
Mm-hmm.
how you were in my like how we became friends after that. I just know that you just ended up over my house and then you just kept coming back.
So I remember I remember seeing you in church and coming over to you in church when we were at like the movie theater.
Mhm.
And I feel like I said whatever, like I said hi, or whatever the case may be. By the time you were friends with someone else, I mean, you're still friends with them. You were friends with someone else, and I was cool with that person. And that person was always like coming over to your house, and I was like, oh, I want to come over to your house too. So it was me and Justin and someone else. I feel like,
Okay.
right? We would always
Mhm.
come over to your house, and from there, I was like, oh, she cool. She about to be my friend. Period. And ever since then, it would like always be like every Sunday I'm coming over to your house, or like whenever I'll come over to your house and hang out
Mhm.
or like spend the night, whatever the case may be.
That's not how it was, girl.
No?
I mean, it
See,
might
my
be.
stories.
I feel like okay, I
Oh
remember I
gosh.
said something about because the person that you're talking about, I don't know. No. I
Girl,
remember
what?
you slide. I remember you sliding my DMs because I was
Sliding
talking
your
about cooking. Yep,
DMs.
you
I
shot
did.
your friend shot. You was like, I'm gonna just.
Ew.
Yep, you said I need a friend. Here we go.
Oh my gosh,
You said
that's
I
not
think she cool,
true.
whatever, and I'm going. I think I said something about cooking, like I was going to be experimenting on something,
Oh, you
and
said I was hungry.
yes. And I remember you just came over to the house. It was by yourself.
I
It was
don't
like
remember that. That's not true.
a random Friday night and you came by yourself. I don't even remember what we watched. We barely even talked. You
Oh,
just
that's
came
weird.
over. We did like a little exchange, I could tell like even pushing to have the conversation. It was
Not
I
giving.
don't know, it was hard, but hey, we did it. It's like you kept coming back.
I don't
I won't
remember
even
that, but
talk
okay.
about everything because I know you're gonna be mad at me if I say something off the wall. So I'm gonna choose not
No,
to
no,
do
no.
that.
You should go ahead and say it.
I remember you was like apologizing, like you took your shoes off. You like, I'm sorry, my feet stink.
I don't remember that. That's not
Yeah.
true, Aurelia.
Yes, it is.
That is not. First of all, no.
Yeah.
Y'all, this is our
uh,
friendship. This is our relationship.
yeah, I remember that. But I
Okay,
can't
fair enough.
remember our first argument or.
I know. Okay, so I don't remember what our first argument was, but I remember for a little bit, Aurelia used to get like she like I did not like Aurelia that much. I forgot what happened, and I was so irritated and over her and your
Are you
foolishness.
talking about with my mouth?
I don't know if it was
Was it
with
my
your
mouth?
mouth or what, but I felt like something happened, and I was so over you. I was so over you. I was
Mm,
like, yeah, we ain't friends for real.
I do remember you getting mad at me and I was like, you still mad or no?
Oh yeah.
Because listen, we not about to be holding no grudges for what? We got things to do.
I guess. Okay,
Um
okay, let's talk about this. So, what did you think? Like, what was it like for you when you realized that I was trying to be friends with you?
mm, I don't know because one, you're a lot younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually when it comes to friendships, they're like my age, you know?
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
as you were becoming my friend, I could tell it was more authentic because,
Mm-hmm.
well, it also felt like little sister, like you
Mm-hmm.
are my sister
Right.
because I have two younger sisters, and the way I spoke to you and the way I treated you was like my sister. It
Mm,
wasn't like, oh, I have other friends and
yeah.
the friends that I have, um, it's just like just strictly friends. But I feel like with you, it was more like a sister role.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
I agree. It definitely felt like a sister kind of relationship because I don't have any sisters. So when I met you, I was like, oh, like you're cool. Like for some reason, for some strange reason, I just thought that, oh, yeah, this my friend. Like this my homie.
Hmm.
Which is very strange and not like my thing because I
Right.
don't think I'm standoffish, but if you say so.
You are. Um, and I will say, even after we became friends, like I even like us discussing certain things as far as like
Mhm.
your other friendships, I saw
Mhm.
how you were in those, and
Mhm.
I could tell that you desired community
Mhm.
with women. Like
Yeah.
that was something in your heart, and I think that the community that you desired was not the same that other people desired. So it's like some people are okay with saying, "Oh, hey sis," to
Mhm.
everybody. Like
Yeah.
I don't say sis to every, like I just don't. I might say it to my cousins, I say it to my sister, I say it to you, but or people that I'm close with, but I don't really just call
Use it loosely.
yes. And I
Yeah.
guess it's kind of like I love you, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
So I think that, that part, like I really truly like held you in that regard, like taking you in and loving you as a sister.
Mhm.
Um And I saw how with you and other relationships, other friendships, how you operated in that, and how it wasn't always reciprocated. So you were like, I'm done.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, and I think because like we talk about this too, I am very much like intentional. I'm very much like I love deep, I go hard. And I feel like and then like also there's that aspect of okay, is this person in my life just for me to pour into them? Or like is
Hmm.
this person in my life where they're pouring into me? Or it's like both, right? Like it's like
Hmm.
we're pouring into each other. But at the same time, like when I realize that it's just not is there's no connection there, I'm just like I would rather to not put myself in a place to get hurt, you know, or put myself in a place where it's like, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and that's why like I have the few, you know, friends that I do have, and that's why I'm so close to them and I keep them so dear to my heart is because I'm very much intentional. Like someone like if anyone knows me, if they like they know that I will go out of my way to like spend
Hmm.
time with them. I will go out of my way to get to know them. I am very, very, very much intentional. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yes. And you are, you like to help, like
Yeah.
you like to build with people.
Mhm.
Um, so all of your close friends that I know, one, they're older than you.
Yeah, they are.
So it lets me, and I've seen you help everybody when it comes to weddings, when it comes to babies, when it comes to anything. You are
Mhm.
there helping, cleaning, doing whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but even with like the standoffish, because I just want to talk about like conflict in
Mhm.
friendships, because I think that not everybody handles conflict well. And
Right.
so I think you even tried to run away from me,
Yeah,
but
girl.
because like of who I am in friendship, I'm like, girl, no, you can be mad and then you can get over it and that's it.
Yeah.
Like this is what it is. And some people will allow you to be like, well, that's what it is. But
Mhm.
then if we're supposed to be like Christ,
Mhm.
we're supposed to love without condition. And
Yeah.
knowing that Christ left the 99 to go after the one. And so
Right.
it's like maybe even like I don't think that everybody necessarily knows that this is how they're what they're doing while they're doing it, and I don't think I did. But it's like I knew that you needed my friendship. I
Mhm.
knew that m- our friendship was important to me.
Mhm.
Um,
And
and
to me.
so, and yeah, and to you, and
Mhm.
so it was like I went after you, and of
Right.
course, like sometimes you like pulled back, but I think because noticed the love that you were like, okay, I'm safe with this
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, for sure. And like also because like I grew up as an only child. So it was always myself and my mom. I didn't have siblings where I had to where if there were like conflicts, I had to deal with it. Like
Mhm.
if there are conflicts with my mom and I don't have to deal with that crap. I can just be mad at my mom and eventually get over it. Like I don't have to like talk to her about it. But because I don't have that person always in my life to like where if there's something happening or there's something going on that's wrong, whatever the case may be, I have to solve that. And I think like not only did God use you to restore like previous and past friendships, but also I think that he used you to help build that place of like what it looks like even in marriage, you know, like how where, you know, for Namir, he, you know, had a sibling and he had to deal with conflicts and stuff like that. For him, if there's something that's going on that, you know, we're not on the same page, he's one to like quickly like, oh girl, like you not girl, but you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
you good now kind of thing. Or for me it's like, wow, like I've grown so much, you know, with our friendship with our friendship, with our relationship, and we even with other people who I'm in relationship with where I'm having to build not build, but like solve conflicts or like go through conflicts with them to help bring that place of like even communication and how to navigate relationships and all that stuff too. So
Mhm. That's
yeah. So
yeah. I will say another thing that I do, and I've said it to you before you got married, that I don't have. I have friends. I don't have a lot of friends that pour into me also,
Mhm.
especially spiritually. So
Mhm.
it's like we truly have the iron sharpens iron thing.
Yeah.
Like our conversations are fruitful,
Mhm.
holding each other accountable even when you don't
Mhm.
like it, because there have been a time when you was like, so what do you feel about this, and I was not trying to say it, and you made
Mhm.
me say it, and then you was feeling away, but hey, you asked. but
No,
but
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
But also,
So
there are times too when I've had to correct you and put you
mhm.
in your place and give you a good old rebuke, like, you
Listen.
know. And I think too, I'm gonna just say this, but I think that there are people, which I don't really care, that thinks that, I'm more so in friendship with you for some crazy reason, and it's like, no, this is like a covenant relationship, like,
Mhm.
like, this is God ordained, like, God made us become friends and sisters, like, you're my sister, I'm your sister, and God did this, right? It's
Mhm.
not, of course, like, we had to partner with it and push through certain
Mhm.
awkwardness, whatever the case may be. But I just feel like, like, people just think, oh, like, she's with her because she does this, or whatever the case may be. Is like, it's so much more than that. Like,
Right.
Aurelia and I walk through some things together,
Listen, a lot.
a lot
No,
of things together, and the Saints
seriously.
don't know.
Yeah. So I went through before COVID, I was in a relationship,
Hmm.
and I went through a lot. And because of that, it like I was in like this downward spiral, but I didn't, but it wasn't like a quick thing. It was like slowly but surely. And my mindset on a lot of things, it would just fall.
Hmm.
And Roxy would come over to my house. My house would be so dirty, and she would be like she knew something ain't right. What is it? But she would come in my house, did not say a word, and would just come clean.
Yeah.
She would just come clean. Or
Mm.
she would just take Caleb, take him to the water park. And you know what, baby, I don't trust everybody with my son now. But she would take Caleb, um and do whatever. The first time she took Caleb to the movies,
Oh God.
and calling me about because he's allergic to has an allergy to eggs, and can he have cookies. And then
I was.
I'm more concerned about the black juice that you let my child have.
Oh,
He didn't even know
he
what it was
was. He,
called.
he got me.
Yes, he didn't know. He called it black juice. It was soda. So if he don't even know what it's called, that means he don't drink it. But he got her. I was
He
like,
got me real good. He got a soda. He was with his auntie, so why
yes.
not?
So it was just like knowing to have a friend that can like pull you up, knowing that
Hmm.
you have friends that are going to I say this often about putting you to the feet of Jesus when you need it.
Hmm.
Like, there's been times where I'll say something and she corrects me,
Hmm.
like, that you better take it back, like,
Yeah.
don't, I will say something that's out of character over myself, and she's like, you ain't about to put that word curse over you. And
Hmm.
so, like, it's important to do that, and I do believe like our friendship has actually prepared me for marriage, because if I can deal with you, huh?
First of all, I know, like, if anyone can deal with me, baby, baby, you are fully
Yes.
prepared for the Lord.
Yes.
No, seriously. I mean, and that's how it should be, right? Like, now, granted, they're like, as again, I do believe that they're, relationships where, like, you just need to receive from this person and just, whatever the case may be. But I feel like, just really like allowing the Lord to cultivate friendships, like the ones that He has for you. And like, it's so beautiful, even when like there's like hard times, or like there are times when it's like really awkward, or whatever the case may be. It's like knowing that God put this person in your life for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
even though you may not like understand it in that moment, like pushing through and knowing that He has a good reason for it. So.
Mm-hmm. So, now that you know what you know, like, you have me as a friend, you have like five other women who are older than you, who have you as that you have as friends, that also you have in the same regard, like older sisters that pour into you, that
Mhm.
correct you, that have dealt with your dirt and all the things. I won't get into
Mhm.
it because we almost had an intervention. But um, how do you, now that you know what you know, and you see someone else that is potentially a friend, and you see that they have rubbed you wrong, or I don't know, you see that there could be conflict in the friendship. Like how would you navigate that now that you've experienced that on your end?
Like, okay, again, I'm still learning, right? Like, I think I'm still learning. And I say that because not everyone loves the way I love, or not everyone is intentional as much as I'm intentional. And one thing, before I even go further, one thing with Aurelia and with other people in my life who are really close to me, who are like in my inner circle, or like even in my corner, like they took the time to get to know me too, right? Like they took the time to peel the layers off. Like they took the time to push the side of me to see what happens. And even if something, negative that happens, like they're still there to walk with me through those moments, if that makes sense. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's like, okay, Lord, like, is this person, my thing now is I'm just asking the Lord, like, I can hang out with someone, I could, do girls night and do this event and that event with someone, and still be a little bit shallow, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
still trying to work on that and work through that. So to be honest, I don't really know. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, because it's very scary to like put your guards down and expose, parts of you or all of you, and like be vulnerable to people. And not everyone knows how to handle that. Like that
Right.
comes with maturity. And I think like even me being around older women and like older people, people older than me, like it has matured me quickly, like very fast in comparison to, I mean, I don't have a lot of, but like I have mostly, people in my life who are older, and that helps me to mature. And
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of people who I know who still have majority of their friends are younger people, or like even their age or younger,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like
Yeah.
that sense of like maturity isn't really there. So TBH, I don't know.
Okay. Um, I know that like even with myself, it's hard for me to have a surface level friendship with someone.
Mhm.
And because I like to go all in, I want to know about you. I like, and I don't know, and maybe that is something that I need to work on, but maybe it's not. Like maybe the my me being naive in that area, maybe
Mhm.
that's because I don't want to be gullible.
Mhm.
And and I can't say that this person is safe, but I also didn't give this person a chance. But
Right.
I can give this person a chance. I should not hold a past friendship um over them, like something
Yeah.
that they didn't even do against
Right.
them. And so the story about like the friend that I had before I came to Relentless, and how it
Mhm.
was Chanel, I, and another friend. We were all the
Mhm.
I can say my sister Chanel is my best friend. Like I love her. I like not everybody can say they have a sister that they would hang out with and talk to every day as a friend. Like I would say if we were not sisters, we would still be friends.
Mhm.
But we had a friend, um, and she was doing some crazy stuff, and we held her accountable, and we cried about it. We were good, but she did it again. And while trying to hold her accountable, she didn't, it was like she didn't like the slap on the hand that she got. Like
Mm.
when you love someone, you don't want them to be on the ground. You don't want for them
Right.
to act a certain way. You know what their worth is. So it's like, girl, I need you to get it together because what you're not about to do is this. And
Mm.
so because she pulled away from us and she hurt us and she said a lot of things to us about us, whatever. And now it's like, okay, do for the next friendship that I go in, do I play it safe and have my guards up because of what she did?
Mm.
Or do I, you know what? Let me be open to more friendships. And
Right.
so I think with myself, I'm pretty open. Like I don't care, but I know my
Are
other.
you,
I
girl?
feel like
What?
I am.
Oh
I
my
I
gosh.
feel like I am, but I will say
Mm,
in trying to get to know someone, I can feel like a hesitancy to be
mm,
like, okay, I can share this much. Like I can't I'm open to knowing someone and doing, you know, and doing life with them, but I think with being filled with the Holy Spirit, it's like, okay, I know when to stop.
right.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's protecting me from something or someone cuz I remember um I know you don't like me to hang out with everybody. I'm not going to talk about that. I'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I know that someone came up to me before and she said something, and I was like, okay. And I don't want to say what she said because then maybe people would guess who she is. But when she said it, I was just like, I think that she's trying to get me to take her under my wing, like Roxy.
Mm-hmm.
And and maybe she desires to have someone who's older than her to pour into her, but the way it's like because she did it the way she did, it felt like it could have got messy, and I don't have time for that. So it's like even in friendships or even developing friendships, it's so important to have Holy Spirit to
Mm-hmm.
like nudge you like, girl, that might not be a good a good route to take with this person. Maybe you gotta, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also I'm very much like overprotective of my people. Some would
Mm-hmm.
say I'm clingy or not clingy. What's the word?
Um,
Clicky, whatever that word is. A clicky is a word.
Clingy.
Clingy. I'm a click. Whatever. What's
Uh,
that word?
it's
Oh, okay, clingy. I don't know. That's not the right
you.
word.
I know you don't like for me to hang out with people.
N- Girl. Oh my god. Anyways,
She said, "This is my friend, and that's it, and that's all."
no, I listen. You can hang out with who you want to, but what
Okay.
I found is that people tend to do this weird thing with me. I don't know why. Whereas, like, when they find out certain things about me or like who I hang out with or whatever the case may be, is like, I want to do that too. I want to be with that person too. And I'm like, bro, like, no, like, I have taken the time to cultivate this friendship. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've
But
like,
you're not lying though, because I've seen it in action.
yes,
I
like,
have.
she's experienced it. I'm not making these things
Mhm.
up. Like, I don't get it. It could be inspiration, and I think I have issues with that too, where like people are like so inspired by me for whatever reason, because like I'm an only child. Like I don't like. Well, I grew up as an only child. Like I don't all that copycat stuff, and
Mhm.
that no,
Mhm.
it's not me. But anyways, I don't know why I said that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um.
yeah.
Let's talk about like even forgiveness in
Mm,
our friendship. Um. Because I know that there was a period of time where it was a lot of. I think it was something operating in the spirit. I will say that. I think it was something operating in the spirit because I
mm-hmm.
think one, you were upset with me and I muted you on
Oh
Instagram,
dang. Oh
and I
yeah, I
muted
remember
you
that.
for a long time.
Oh wait. What?
It
Hold
was a
up.
long time, and I remember I muted you, and when I told you, I told you I muted you, and you was like, "Oh, well, I muted you too."
Dang.
So after I muted you, you muted me. But I knew you didn't mute me for real. You was going back to look at my page, and I would see that you was looking at my stories. But I had muted you for
Yeah,
a
you
long
can mute
time.
someone and still go on their stories, but
Yes, you can. But why would you mute me and then go look me up? But
okay. Keep on talking.
anyways, but it was like, okay, God, and I know I was going through something then as well. But I had to like, okay, God, I know this person is my friend,
Mhm.
and I love her. We need work this out, like, so it was
Mhm.
really me, a constant prayer, and that's what I do anyways,
Mhm.
like constantly praying for the person, like, what is this? I need you to whatever this is, pull it up, God, because this is not right. Something is going on. And
Yeah.
so I feel as if um some people enter friendships and they feel the friction and they're just like, oh, I'm willing to give it up and that's it. I
Yeah.
think we do that with friendships, with relationships,
Mhm.
relatives, all the things, instead of working it out. And I think that's the reason why there's so much divorce too, because
Yeah.
nobody wants to work it out or compromise
Yeah.
for something that's so easy to work it out. Because at the end of the day, I cannot tell you why I was mad.
Right. Yeah. And like even in like in situations like that where you can't even tell why, you know it's dang on demonic. Like if you cannot pinpoint the reason
Hmm.
why,
Hmm.
yeah, nah. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so interesting too. Like this is why like we need to ask the Lord for discernment. Like I feel like back in the day, like when that happened, I wasn't as spiritual mature as I am right now because
Hmm.
I don't recall even discerning like, oh, like this is like demonic or whatever the case may be. I just felt like, well, there's something going on. I don't know what it is. I'm about to be petty. You're being petty. Like
Hmm.
period. We both being petty and let's be petty together. Um, but like, and that's why like we need discernment because we're giving like the enemy like rights to do whatever he wants to do. And if we're not careful, we're not able to really see like, hey, this is devil and this is not a person. This is like demonic. It's that like there's an assignment, a demonic assignment
I love
or
you.
agenda that's going on, and I need to and I need to not partner with it or give it any access or rights for it to do what
Right.
the plan is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like I remember that time. And you know what, too, like I feel like people need to understand that you need to be okay with your friend. If this is a person that God says, yo, like you're doing life with this person, you need to be
Hmm.
okay with getting correction. Like you need to be okay with hearing things that is just like you don't want to hear.
Hmm.
Like you need to be okay with that because there's so many times Aurelia would tell me things that I like she would put me in my place. Like I used to go off on social media all the time, just like going off and I don't care. And she would be like, that is wrong. You being a hypocrite, all these different things. And I'm like, girl, I'm what? No, huh? What?
Hmm.
Like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, you doing too much. But like no, like I needed to hear that. Like I needed that correction. I needed that rebuke. I needed that so I can be able to grow. But if you just want people to just go to brunch with and y'all look cute and
Hmm.
y'all just sit and just talk about nothing, most of the time nothing fruitful, like what is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. And on the other end of that, even when correction is given, I need to be okay with how long it takes for you to accept the correction.
Yeah.
Because there's been times when you're mad at me and maybe you need the seed to be planted and
Mhm.
sit for a little while for you to be like, okay, she gave that to me, let me go back to her. I can't always like rush you into accepting what I said.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. And that goes like vice versa, like with both of us. Like there are times and I can be a little bit well, I think we both can be a little bit stubborn and rebellious, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what it
Mm-hmm.
is. So like there are times when I've gotten better where you've said something and I'm just like, I'm gonna still do what I need to do. And then eventually like the Lord is like, bruh, she said X,
Mm-hmm.
Y, and Z, like what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like get yourself together, like
Mm-hmm.
switch gears, like, you know.
Yeah.
Um but yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Did you want something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say also what I really like about our friendship too. First of all, me and Aurelia, we talk every single day. If not every single day, every other day. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna call her and FaceTime her 20 million times in one day and I don't care. Okay. Um but also like I really appreciate like, how much Aurelia like knows the word and loves the word, even though there are times when she loved the word so much that she got
Listen,
herself caught up in a whole like drama. Y'all remember the cult
cult,
that she?
the
Okay,
cult
let's talk about it.
episode. Yeah, the
That
cult
cult
episode.
that she was in, y'all. I told her, I told her, and she did not listen. But you know what? In situations like that, you have to let the person go through what they need to go through to learn, because
Mm, yeah.
I warned her about it. I said, I know you love the word so much. I know you want to grow in this area. I know, but this is not it.
You know, I don't know how much you was praying for me, but it wasn't just the cult. It was also somebody that I dated that would undermine my my knowledge of the word. And then
Yeah.
I started to believe him. But it
Oh
was like,
my God.
no, girl, you know the word. Don't allow him to make you second guess what the word is
What
saying.
says, yes.
So
I'm like,
the
you have
devil is
Holy
a
Spirit.
lie. It's
Like,
the
Holy
whole
Spirit is
devil.
in you. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and you need people like that. Like, you need friendships like that who will tell you, bruh, no, no, this is not it. This is not the Lord. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to run, drop everything and run fast, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Like,
girl.
so, but also, like, even in our conversations, like, just like having little aha moments. I know I had one today too, where I know this is so silly for some, well, for many, and they're like, "Oh, that's so silly. You didn't know that." Like, even with James, I was like reading the Bible, and James is like, it says like, James is Jesus' half brother. I was like, half brother, how? And then what you say, Aurelia?
I was like, yeah, because they had the
Joseph is
same
not.
mom, but Joseph not
Yeah,
Jesus' daddy.
I said, I literally, guys, I
She
literally
got
got
up.
up and I walked away. I was like, that's so true. That was
Mm-hmm.
good to me. I was like clapping my hands and everything. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ask her about a marine spirit. She gonna know, huh? And she gonna pull it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something else that I just thought about was just because one friend operates this way doesn't mean that another friend would do the same thing. Like you have this same expectation of someone else to do this for you. And I thought about that because I was reminded of my cousin and mom she would come over to our house, younger cousin, and my she was I don't want to say rebellious, but she was very stubborn in a lot of ways. But my mom, you know, my mom, she's gentle. She's gentle, but she's hard and she loves. And so she went somewhere else and she found out these people were like, yeah, nah, what you're not about to do is that. Like you can't do this. And they were so hard on her and they didn't correct her in love. But she was like, why are you talking to me like this? Auntie Tony don't do that.
Mm.
And so because she had this experience with my mom, she then thought that everybody should, like my mom was the standard. And
Wow.
so she held everybody else at the same standard and they did not like go, go by the standard that my mom went by. And so like even thinking about all of my other friendships, I'm not saying that I do this, but I could use you as a standard. And then I had my friend that I've known for more years than you. And if I cannot use her by your standard,
Mm-hmm.
I can't, there's certain things that I can talk to her, but I know that with her, I might need to be a little bit more gentle, or
Mm-hmm.
with her, I might need to be a little bit more harder, or I need to give her, I need to, pray really before I talk to her to ask God, okay, how do I even have this conversation with her? Which you should be doing anyways. But I would say, um, like not all of your friendships are gonna be the same as far as like how you're received and what you should do in them.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. Good
Yeah.
stuff, Aurelia. Good stuff.
hmm Um, yeah. I feel like because I did grow up with sisters, it's easy for me, easier, I guess, because I listen, growing up with other teenagers in the house, that's tough. Like you're not the only one. My sister was difficult. Chanel was difficult. Tay Tay was, she was difficult too. My God. Um,
Everybody but you.
I was an angel
Okay,
growing up. I really was. I didn't start like acting up until after I graduated high school. So
I
yeah,
guess.
I didn't. I'm trying to think if there was something else um that we should touch on when it comes to friendships.
Okay, so how do you, I mean, now that, you've been a part of my life and I've seen different seasons of my life, like now that I'm married, like, do you feel like our relationship changed a lot? Like, how, like, because I've experienced it where, I've had friends who got married and
Mhm.
I was single, and, the dynamic of the relationship changed a lot,
Mhm.
one friendship, we just weren't friends no more, and I was a maid of honor
You're
for
right.
for that, and
Mhm.
we're not friends anymore, like at all. I'm not interested. But another friend of mine, like, she's still one of my closest friends and a big sister to me. And, for a little bit, it was a big adjustment to me because I was like, oh, dang, like, we can't have sleepovers the way that we do anymore. Like, I
Mhm.
used to sleepovers and I can't sleep next to her. That sounds totally like gay, but
Mhm.
I can't like sleep next to her anymore. Like, it has
Mhm.
changed so much. And I felt like I created like a whole scenario in my head that like wasn't the reality based on what I previously experienced from that
Mhm.
first, friendship that ended to be nothing anymore. Which is like wrong for me to do, but at the same time, like, I'm curious to know, like, what are your thoughts? Like, how do you feel like it has changed a lot, or you feel like it's pretty much the same but a little bit of a change?
Um, so I had the expectation that there was going to be a lot of change as
Mm,
far as like I wouldn't see you as much, I wouldn't talk to you as much. But you were very strategic and intentional on like contacting me and making sure you and Namir, like even throughout the whole process of like the engagement and getting married and all of the things, both of you guys would text me or message me on Instagram. I cannot wait for this season for you. I cannot
mm-hmm,
wait for this. So I think like it's not the same for everyone because, and I think I was also prepared because my sister, when she got married, same thing. Like I boo-hooed, and it was because I was like, I thought I was like losing my sister. But she was also like, no, we're still gonna do this. We're still gonna go out. We're still gonna talk on the phone. And we do. So
mm-hmm,
if you truly love the friendship, you're going to. You always hear about like men. They always say a man gonna make time for the things that he loves. Your
mm-hmm.
friend is gonna make time for the things that they love. And so
Period.
if they love you, they're going to make time for you. Now, I do believe, like, especially when babies are involved, or, depending on where they live, if they're, like, there's going to be some type of evolution. Yes. Because on the other end of that, I've had friends who've gotten married and it was a change. And I think that some of them noticed the change and are like, oh my gosh, I miss my friend. But they thought that they couldn't talk to me about certain things because now they're married. But if
Mm,
I'm a friend that you know that I'm a good friend, not like superficial.
right.
If you know that I'm a good friend and you know that I have the Lord's heart, then you wouldn't even be afraid to tell me what's going on with you.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So, and knowing that I'm not going to abuse, the any information that you give me, or, I'm just going to be helpful and whatever. So, there are friends that don't know how to be after marriage. There are friends that like completely turn you off.
Mm-hmm.
And then which you said you've experienced that, but I believe that you were really good at, I'm still going to call my friend. I'm still going to hang out. I'm
It,
not going to be, and I think of course it's going to be different with the baby, but I think maybe not because I like
yeah.
even with Chanel, like, hey Ree, can you come over? Like, and I say this, when you have that baby shower and people are like, oh, let me know if you need a babysitter, I am one to be like, let me know.
Yes.
And I know that you're
Mm-hmm.
not even gonna call me. I will be at the
And
house
will.
taking care of the baby so you can take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
So you can wash your butt, because we know when you, after you have a baby, it's like you go through sleep deprivation. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you got so much to do around the house. And it's like, so I think that with this season of your life that we did a good job of,
Yeah.
staying on track in our friendship.
I mean, I can't just come over anytime for a sleepover and sleep next to you, which I would love to do all the time.
Mm. Even, yeah, I'm not, me. I like my privacy.
I'd be
I'm
like, let me
good.
come over and sleep over. Like I pack a bag
Mm-hmm.
already, and I'm like, oh, I'm sleeping over tonight. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that anymore. But I do try to make sure. I think because I've experienced both sides of like, oh yeah, we're friends, but then you don't give a crap about me no more, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And I've also seen the side where it's like, oh yeah, like you're still my sister. Like yes, like let's still hang out, whatever the case may be. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like for me, it's like, oh well, I want to be that friend, that sister who is still there. Period. Like, let's still hang out. Let's still have phone calls. Like, I'll be in the living
Mm-hmm.
room kikiing with Aurelia, and my husband is like in the same room with me, or like,
Mm-hmm.
or like in the bedroom or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. I'm about to be on this phone. Period. What are we talking about? Um,
Yep.
so you know, that's good. And
Yep.
I think you would do great too. I gotta see for myself. I know for a little bit you about to be all up on your man, and I'm about,
Listen, period.
and
Um,
as you should, like you should. I'm not gonna be mad about it. We all about to be together, all of us.
yes, 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 yes.
So,
One thing, this is gonna, like, usually my episodes ain't super long, but sometimes they are. But um, I will say one thing that I did enjoy about your marriage and your engagement season is that you were open and honest about everything, about how you were feeling.
hmm
um because, like, I think sometimes, like, even with me, like, we have this expectation about what's going to happen, or even if, like, when I've dated, when I was not where I'm supposed to be,
Lord,
I go ghost. And it's like,
yes.
now, and now with my eyes open and, like, truly knowing what God has for me,
hmm
like, knowing that I'm not going to, settle in my standard, because I know one thing you're not about to do is let me do that.
Period.
Um,
We're
if
not
I've
gonna have to wait for
seen,
so. Wait a minute. Think of it.
okay,
Listen, I'm not about to have my girl pray, fast, contend, war, like read books, like do all these
hmm
different things just to settle for no any man and just for a little wimpy
Negro.
even ceremony. What you call them joints?
Mhm.
No, we're not doing that. We're not
Yes,
doing that. No. Anyways, keep on.
yes. But I was saying all of that to say, like, even knowing that there should not be, like, any, we know this, what's done in the dark comes to light. So
Right.
even when it comes to my relationship that's coming, like,
Amen.
it needs to be in the light,
Yes, it
because
does.
that's when stuff starts happening. Like, when I don't say, like, when I'm keeping things from someone, it's not, how am I going to say I want accountability and I'm not opening
Let's
myself up
do
for
it.
accountability?
We should do a part two because it's about to be
Yeah,
way too long.
it is about to be long. Let's stick a pin in it, because we're going to talk about, let's talk about courting, marriage, and all that stuff, because we need to talk about accountability, because I don't think that people want accountability like they say they do.
They don't. They just want someone to listen to what they have to say and then hope that they're about to say something that they agree with and that will tickle their ear. And like, they don't want
Mm-hmm.
people about to be bound and remain bound because they don't want to hear the truth. And the thing is with accountability is that there are some people who pick and choose what they want to share. Like, no, that's not how it works. You need to say
Yeah,
everything.
based on what they think you're going to say. Yeah.
Exactly. You need to share everything. Be vulnerable. Share it all. The ugly, the
Mm-hmm.
good, the bad, the stinky, everything. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I think I still deal with that sometimes, like holding in my thoughts, because I be having thoughts, girl.
Yeah.
Like, and I just don't, and I just handle it the way that I want to handle it. But
hmm
I know that, how can you keep me accountable if I don't say what's on my mind?
Yeah.
How can you, like, I know you pray for me, and I know the Lord can have you intercede for me,
Right.
and you say, oh, this is what you're going through. But how can you partner with me if I'm not always being honest with you about how I'm feeling?
True.
So Yeah.
True.
So, but we can, yeah, we can do a part two on the whole accountability in the courtship because the saints out here being sneaky. So,
They
yeah,
are.
they out here being sneaky, burning, and wanting to rush the process or not telling and I'm not saying tell everybody, telling the person you need to tell, your mentor, your friend, whoever, who you need to tell to hold you accountable.
Let me tell you. Okay, yeah, let's talk about it in like
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
because
because it's about we about to
yeah.
go for an hour.
All right.
All right, it was lovely talking to you, Roxann Roxann.
I guess. Yes,
What else?
it was nice to talk to you too. I guess.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, love you.
Love you too. Bye bye now.
Bye.